Hi, I'm Alex, and this is Pucks and Paperbacks. It's spooky season, and today I am starting the vlog where I read queer horror and thriller. I think most of these are just horror, but we'll see as we read. I'm going to show you some of the books and get into the video. If you saw my October TBR, I did share some of the books I want to read. I actually just got done taking some bookstagram pictures. I like to share what I'm reading while I'm doing a vlog, so if you're interested and you just want to see what I'm up to, you can follow me on Instagram at Pucks and Paperbacks. The first book I want to read is Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. This is a trans horror. I'm so excited. I wanted to make this my first read, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to go with something a little shorter because I've only read one book this month and it hasn't even been spooky. It's hockey season. I don't really read much when there's hockey like every night or every other night, but I am trying to get my shit together where I just give myself a routine, so we'll see what happens. The next book on my TBR is The Many Half-Lived Lives of Sam Sylvester. So I think that this one might be more paranormal and thriller because it is about Sam, who is trying to get to the bottom of a murder that happened in their town. So as I read, I'll let you know more about this one. And I always love to add a graphic novel to my TBRs, so I have chosen Blackwater by Jeannette Arroyo and Ren Graham, and this is about a haunted town in Maine, and there's a werewolf on the cover, so we'll see what happens with this one. And the last book, which is actually the first book I'll be reading in this video, is 16 Souls by Rosie Talbot. This one might be the one where the main character can see ghosts, but I've seen this all over TikTok. A few people I follow did the cover reveal for this, and I immediately put a pre-order in for Kindle, and so I have the ebook, and I'm going to start out the video with this one. Let me know if you've read any of these, and throughout this whole video it will be spoiler-free as I read some queer horror books for the end of the month because I haven't done much. I have a whole fall bucket list, so I'm hoping to check some of those off for this video. Let's get reading. Today is Saturday, October 22nd. Yesterday, I hosted some reading sprints on my Patreon. The link is always down below if you want to pledge $1 to help support my channel and also have some fun perks. So I hosted reading sprints, I started 16 Souls, and I'm enjoying it so far. It has disability rep. Our main character is a seer, I'm pretty sure. I'm confused about the world building. I'm really confused. So let me talk to you about the book and then I'll let you know some of my thoughts. So I found this book on TikTok. I was looking on TikTok just to see other people's reviews for it. And really I was looking to see if I could find any disabled reviewers and I couldn't. I'm going to keep looking, but I could not find anybody. And that is a problem with new releases. This came out on October 6th. I'm reading the Kindle version, and this author is a book talker. Her name is Rosie Talbot, and I'll have her on the screen and down below in my description box. And so I was just reading people's reviews and watching TikToks about it, and the consensus is pretty positive. And so this is about a boy named Charlie who is an amputee and he can also see ghosts. And so this bad ghost is coming to find him, and it is a Cemetery Boys situation, and I'm so here for that. I saw that there's queer rep and trans rep. I have not gotten to the trans rep yet, but I am seeing very positive reviews, but I cannot for the life of me find any reviews from disabled reviewers, and even just disabled reviewers who match the disability in this book, because Charlie is a wheelchair user. He also uses prosthetic legs, and he's an amputee, and I really like him so far. He's very snarky, and I am really loving this book. It's a debut, and I'm hoping I love more of it. I'm only 34 pages in, but I wanted to update you because I did some more searching about the book and have come to my conclusions of how I actually found out about this book, because I do remember the cover reveals, but I was like, wait, who is this author? What is this book? And why am I reading it? So far, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to read more. I like ghost stories. They're fun. I'm very sensitive this month, and my anxiety is pretty high, so reading horror is just not the move. It sucks because I really want to, and so I'm hoping I can get this vlog up by Halloween. Hopefully on Halloween you're watching this, or you're watching it afterward. I just don't have any concept of time, and I say this in every vlog. Every time I try and do something, something horrible happens. So, I love that so much. It's awesome. But I still need to take my Halloween photo, which is also going to be the promo for this video. I bought a cheap hockey mask that is going to be DIY'd, and I'm going to be Jason Voorhees from Halloween. And so it's going to be a knockoff one. It's going to be a Walmart dollar store version. Do I want to buy a $35 mask for one photo? No, because I'm only going to wear it once. I was Jason for Halloween once in high school, so this is my comeback. I post a lot about hockey and books on my Instagram, so you can keep up to date with me over there at Pucks and Paperbacks, and I'm excited to take that photo. I was inspired by like another photo I saw on Bookstagram, but I will put that all in the post when it goes out. So that's what I need to do. And I also need to read. So I'm hoping I can read a little bit before hockey comes on. Also, the Philly baseball team is in the playoffs, and so I've been watching that with my family. And so that's been a fun time. It's really fun to watch playoffs. I hate baseball. I don't want to say I hate it. Baseball is not a sport that I would watch voluntarily, but when we're in the playoffs, it's way more fun. Playoff sports are so fun. And so it's exciting. So today I got some reading in, I did my walk, and I also watched hockey. Not good hockey. It was bad hockey. Very bad. But I watched hockey, and I made apple nachos, which is something that I've been wanting to do. I saw it on TikTok, and I made it, and it was really good. It's like a deconstructed caramel apple, and it was awesome. Tuesday night, I want to update you about my reading. I'm still reading 16 Souls. I've gotten 60 pages in, and I'm currently charging my iPad. That's how I read my ebooks. So while that's charging, I want to start Blackwater. My goal is just to start it and go from there. Good morning. It's Wednesday, and I want to talk to you about Blackwater because I just finished it. I'm currently making breakfast, so while I wait for it to be done, I'm going to talk to you about Blackwater. I am so glad that I picked this up because it was so good. I don't like werewolves, and this book made me like them. I was so invested in this story because it is about two teens. We have Tony, who's a track star. He has asthma, and we have Eli, who is trans. He has gotten top surgery. He mentions it in the book, but besides that, I don't know anything else about his medical transition. It was a pleasant surprise. I was really excited. He also has a chronic autoimmune disorder, so we have both characters who are chronically ill, and they're both queer. I'm not going to say anything further on their identities because it's not labeled in the book, so I'm just going to use queer. And I just thought this was so fun. I'm not somebody who likes to read about creatures. I don't care about vampires or werewolves, but this book had me caring so much about werewolves because it is about Tony who gets bit by a werewolf, and then it's kind of him having to figure it out, and that is so cool. I love that kind of story, and it's definitely something I'm going to be seeking out in the future because I just love an origin story. So if you are or were a fan of Teen Wolf, I think you'll really enjoy this. I would also match the Disney original movie 13th Year because we have a kid who is becoming a different creature and him trying to figure it out, and his friend has the answers. So now I really want to rewatch 13th Year. But my only complaint of this book would be that it's all in black and white. And I get it for like the spooky vibes, but I just don't think it worked. It was kind of boring to see all black and white. And I wish there would have been some color. Like there's color in the chapter headers or like the chapter page. And so that's the only color we're getting. And I just feel like that was a missed opportunity. We definitely should have had some color in this book, especially because like the cover is color. I feel like I was misled and I just wish that there was more color, but overall, I really enjoyed this and I would highly recommend it. It is a little spooky, so if you don't want to see like a scary werewolf, then I don't recommend it, but if you do, I highly recommend this. I loved it so much, and I'm definitely going to pick up more of these authors' work, and both of the authors also illustrated this, so that was interesting. I've never seen that before where they did both, so pretty cool. Now for the rest of the vlog, I need to finish 16 Souls, and today I'm also going to start Hell Follows With Us. I'm so excited. Of course, as soon as I start filming, someone starts mowing their lawn, but we're just gonna roll with it. It's Saturday, I need to finish up my reading today. I'm still reading 16 Souls, so it's 1 o'clock, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day reading it. I read some of it this morning. It's just kind of slow for me, honestly, and I don't know if it's the book or if it's me, where I'm just distracted by other things. So I went on my walk, I made a smoothie, and I also made a TikTok. So now that I've gotten everything out of the way, I am going to read for the rest of the day. The only other thing I have to do today is post on Instagram, and I also need to still do some things for my Halloween post that I'm going to put up, and that is going to be my 1000th post on Instagram. I can't believe it, so follow me if you haven't, but I have a lot of things to do for content wise, but I also have to read for content. So it's going to be a content day, and I just really hope I get a book finished because my motivation is very low at the moment for reading, and it's just because hockey is consuming my life. That's all it is. Hockey and also writing are consuming my life. You'll know a little bit more about that next month. I'm going to post a video, so look out for that. But I need to stop talking so I can get reading. Hello, I'm here to just update you about how I have not finished or read a single thing in the last 24 hours because I just don't have the motivation to read. I don't feel like reading. I don't have any audiobooks for these books, so I am just gonna take my sweet ass time. This spooky season, I'm being gracious to myself because I wanted to get this up by Halloween, but by the pace I'm reading, it is just not going to happen. I'm still reading 16 Souls. I really want to get it finished today, but it's pretty slow, honestly, and I don't know if it's me or if it's the book of me just not being totally invested. Like there's some parts where I'm like, oh, excited, but then other times I'm just like, okay, what is this? I don't care. I just kind of want to get to the mystery. And that is my problem with horror and mystery, is when it's so slow. I do not care. I need you to tell me what is going to happen on the first page, and I need to be invested the whole way through. We are kind of getting somewhere, but it's just really slow, and I just want some more action. So I'm gonna get back into the book, let you know my thoughts, and then hopefully I'll be able to start Hell Follows with Us. Here's my problem, is that I read physical books very slowly, and if I don't have the audiobook, it's gonna take me a long time. So to anybody who has said in the past that I'm not a slow reader, I absolutely am, because I'm reading the reviews and people are saying they read this in one sitting. They read it in one day. Me, it's taken me 5 days, which is totally fine. But when I'm on a pace to do something and I want to get this video wrapped up, I want to read Hell Follows with Us, it's just not happening. So I'm going to be gracious with myself and not really give this much of a timeline. So I'm really just making reading a habit and an effort. The thing is that hockey season, I don't read a lot. I'm watching hockey like most of the time, so I just don't read. But I am enjoying the books, and I'm excited to continue the vlog. It's November 1st, and I finally finished 16 Souls. I tried to finish it last night, but my iPad died, and I was just kind of spent by the end of the day, and I am just over this book at this point. I really enjoyed it though, so let's talk about it. This is following Charlie, who is an amputee, and he can see ghosts. When he was 2 years old, he developed meningitis, and he actually died, but came back to life, and that made him a seer. And then he meets Sam, who is trans, and he also is a seer. And what's happening in the town of York in England is that all of the ghosts that they know are going missing, and so it is up to the seers to find out what's going on and stop this and save their friends. And I really enjoyed that. I just think the middle was really slow and boring, but I don't know if that was me or not, because all of the reviews I'm reading are, oh, it was so fast-paced, but where? Like, I'm so confused. Like, honestly, reading those reviews, I feel like I missed something, and I'm really sad about it because I was so excited about this book, but I did enjoy it. I didn't hate it. There were just some times that I was really pulled out of the story, and what I want to note is that at the beginning, that is when all of the ghosts go missing, so you don't have time to learn about them and actually develop a connection with them. And so I think that's why I was really pulled out of the story because I was like, well, why should I care about these ghosts going missing? And I feel like I wasn't really given that. I'm really just walking you through my thoughts because I really enjoyed Act 3. It was really fun and gory, and there was just a lot of action going on, but the build-up was really slow for me. And so that's why I'm saying I think that this book just wasn't for me. The world building was confusing, and I just think I wasn't really in the place to be reading a book like this, but I still want to recommend it because I thought it was really good. That's why I'm so confused. And this is why I don't rate books anymore, because I'm just so confused all the time. If you're new to my channel, I don't rate books, so I'll just be talking about my thoughts on the book because honestly, I don't really know where I stand here because I enjoyed it, but there were some times that I was super confused and pulled out of the story and bored. I want to talk about the trans rep because I did enjoy it and I think it was done really well. I love subtle trans rep. The way we find out Sam is trans is because he has a trans flag on his Instagram page, and I think that is a subtle way to show that your character is trans without blatantly talking about it. So here's my okay to read this book if you're trans and you're a little hesitant. I think that the trans rep was done well. It was subtle, it wasn't over the top, and it wasn't anything that made me uncomfortable. There is a scene where Sam has to defend himself because Charlie tells him he should have just told him he was trans. I like that scene because it shows that the author's not just putting the trans character there for brownie points. He actually defends himself and says, that's none of your business. This is a Grumpy Sunshine and an Enemies to Lovers, and this scene held a purpose, and it wasn't just like, oh, here's some transphobia for the trans character to experience. It really was for Charlie to learn on his own. And it was a really good scene. I enjoyed it. And so I want to recommend this to you if you're just looking for a book about ghost hunters and you don't want to read something really scary. There is some gore here and murder, but besides that, it was not for me. I just need something more fast-paced, and I need a book that is going to give me. So even though this book wasn't for me, I still want to recommend it to you because I thought it was well written and I really liked the story. The characters were good. The character development of Charlie was really good. I enjoyed that so much. And so I didn't hate it. I just thought it was fine. And I want to recommend it to you if you're looking for a not scary story. There is some gore and there's some murder and some like graphic depictions of that, but for the most part it wasn't really scary, but it really depends what you get scared by. I just need something fast-paced, and I just think my brain was not working with me these last couple weeks. So those are my thoughts on 16 Souls. Let me know if you've read it or if you're planning to read it. I did enjoy it. I just think it wasn't for me. It was a solid read, and it's a debut. I also recommend this to fans of Julie and the Phantoms because I just got so many Julie and the Phantoms vibes from this book. Besides the band part, the ghost part, I think you'll really enjoy if you liked Julie and the Phantoms, R.I.P. That show. Never will be over that. And that's kind of it on 16 Souls. Now I'm going to continue reading Hell Follows With Us. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. I'm only in chapter 2, but this is going to be a win for me. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to Sam Sylvester in this vlog, but I want to point out, because I read on Instagram during ACE week for Asexuality Awareness, that this has 2 ace characters. The dad is ace and so is our main character. So if you're looking for a mystery with ace rep, put this high up on your TBR. I'm hoping to get to it by the end of the year, but honestly, with the way my reading's going, we'll see what happens. It's Thursday and I have not touched this book since I last updated you. And that sucks. I just have a lot of things going on at the moment, and so I don't even know when this vlog is going to go up. I'm just not going to stress about it. It's just a shame because, like, I wanted to do something fun every time, and when I do something fun, it just doesn't happen. So hopefully I will get some more of this read this weekend. I probably will. I just have more time this weekend. So to anybody else who feels a little slumpy at the moment and just doesn't feel like reading, I see you. We are one and the same. And I hope it gets better for both of us. I'm about to go on my walk, so I will hopefully return when I've gotten some reading done. It's November 22nd and I am ready to close out this vlog. I've come to the decision that I'm going to hold off on Hell Follows With Us because it is a really heavy read. And like I said already in this vlog, just dark stuff is not what I want to read at the moment. I really don't. Like, there's so much going on and I can't do it. And it sucks, but I definitely think this is a book that I need to take some time with, and I'm totally fine with that. I think this is a book that will take me about 3 months to read, and I just really want to take my time with it. So with that being said, I am going to close out this vlog. I am glad that I at least read a few spooky queer books. I really enjoyed Blackwater. 16 Souls was just okay, but I did enjoy it for what it was. It was fun, and I just love seeing a queer and trans ghost hunter. It was so fun, even if I did have my problems with it. Let me know what you read this spooky season, and I will be back with more content soon. I hope you still enjoyed this vlog, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up because it really helps out my channel when you do so. And if you're new here and you want to hear more of my thoughts on queer and trans books, feel free to hit subscribe, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.